Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 221. Yes, sir. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so excited. I don't know why I've been looking forward to this show all week. I don't know what's going on.
Because we haven't talked all week. It's been a while, man.
I know, but it's not like I had a hankering to do this show more than I had a hankering to do last week's show. And the week before that, I was gone.
Is it because there's so much happened in the world? The gaming world?
Maybe, yeah, because I have so many opinions.
You just want to share.
I just got so many opinions, just
vomit them all
bottled up. Like, like you ever seen a dog's mouth quiver? That's how I felt about this week's show.
I
got some things I need to tell you guys.
Yeah, and
you're gonna listen.
I'm building it up so much, and I might not even have that much to say. That's the weird part, right? Yeah. I'm be like, I know, right?
If you want my thoughts, watch my video.
I'm gonna have like the wrongest thing to do in improv. They'd be like, "What do you think, Gabe?" I'll be like, "Right."
No,
what he said.
People are like, "Can you keep the scene going?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sorry. Can you throw it at me one more time?" And what do you think about it, Gabe? I said,
right.
All my improv is gone after doing that voiceover thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Well, should we start with Tim? Just to let him get it out of his system.
Let him work himself out.
You don't need to at all, man. Greatest day of my life right there. Besides the birth of my child and my marriage, greatest day.
Way to save yourself on that one.
I know, right?
I mean, I know they don't listen to the show, but you're lucky.
Listen, it was like, I guess 3 times the charm, right? Because I said E3. What did I say?
I don't know. I feel like anytime there's any kind of news announcement, you're like, Last of Us Part 2.
Well, exactly. Yeah,
Even though he didn't say Last of Us Part 2. Which was classy, Naughty Dog.
The first was E3. The second was the PS4 Pro reveal. That's when I thought they were going to do something on either one of those. And so
the third time was just a Tuesday. It's like, oh, new games. Guess what? Last of Us 2.
Yeah, whatever. And then the
4th of July.
And then third time was PSX. I knew it was going to happen this year. I just had a hunch. I knew something was going to happen.
That's incredible.
You knew every time.
That's ridiculous.
It only took me 3 times, but I got it finally. So it was.
We would be having this conversation regardless. Even if it was next year's E3, be like, "Oh, Router called it," kind of forever. Because
he's been calling it for 2 years now. But whatever.
Exactly.
No, it's all good. And we can talk.
Be like,
way
oh
more
my
about
gosh, the sun did come out tomorrow. Freaking Annie called it. Oh man, she bet her bottom dollar and freaking somebody give Annie a bottom dollar. She called it. The sun came out.
You get it? You got it out of your system now? You good?
No.
You got one more for us?
You'll hear references throughout the show, probably.
It's awesome. No, we don't need to talk about it now. We can talk about it in the news section, considering that's probably going to be one of the news things. But it was funny because I just got a text from Chris saying freaking Router. And I'm like, what? What did I do?
Oh, you weren't watching live.
I wasn't watching anything. I was at the Christmas parade in downtown Franklin with Piper on my shoulders.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And I go, the first thing I say is, what do I do? What did I do? Mm-hmm. And he's like, you don't know? And I said, no, man, what did I do? And he's like, oh, you'll find out. I'm like, oh, freaking Chris. I was ready to kill you, dude.
Love that.
That's awesome.
I ended up just like looking up stuff real quick. And then I was like, oh, shoot. It was amazing. It was great.
Oh,
so
man.
It was pretty spectacular. But let's start off with what we always do, Piper's topic of the week.
Last of Us Part 2.
Buddy the Elf.
Oh,
there you go. Nice.
You were really close.
That was close.
Buddy the Elf. Yeah. We. This is the time when we watch that movie religiously, and she loves it, and I love it. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Amara hasn't seen it yet, so the children, small children, can handle it. Like they stay engaged? Yeah. Okay.
Oh heck yeah! Like I've even got, There's a scene where Santa's in Central Park and who comes up to him? Buddy comes up to him and goes, "Back off, Slick! You'll scare the deer." So I say, "Back off, Slick," and Piper goes, "You'll scare the deer." It's great. Like we've got this whole little
that's funny
thing down. So she's got it down. It's pretty awesome. And then every year when we do Christmas with my family, we do the elf spaghetti. Which
wow.
Which is all the candy and syrup and stuff, and we all have to have a taste of it.
Freaking gross. So
yeah, it's a new tradition we started like 3 years ago. So yeah, that movie is definitely ingrained in the Router clan.
That's awesome. Nice. I had no idea. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's really cool. So she wanted the topic to be Buddy the Elf. It was awesome.
I love it. I love when it's like it's rare to make a classic, right? So I love that. I got to live in a time where Buddy the Elf came about and George Michael wrote that amazing Christmas song. This Christmas, I gave you my heart.
Yeah.
And the very next day.
Yeah.
That's an amazing. That's an amazing song. Yeah. But it is hard to write a Christmas song, y'all. That stands, you know what I'm saying? That stands up for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and Jenny were just talking about that song last night, and I was like, golly. Like, number one, that Joker's an amazing songwriter, but to write a Christmas song is tough. You don't just get to write a Christmas song. How many people
write them each year?
Right. And they all just like fall by the wayside. You hear, there's a tiny sliver of Christmas songs that make it from year to year.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is whenever we listen to Christmas music every year, we don't listen to any of the modern stuff. We listen to the classics, to the Sinatras, to the Dean Martins.
Yeah, we do too. Exactly. But that one every now and then makes its way into like the Pandora playlist or Spotify, and I remember how good that song is.
Yeah, because we listen to Holiday Traditions on Sirius XM, and they just started it yesterday, which I'm shocked. They usually start that channel right after Thanksgiving, but I guess they waited a couple of days. But it's funny because this past weekend we actually went to a concert at the Franklin Theater. This guy Tim Rushlow has his big band, and it was like a Christmas special. Yeah, and he was even mentioning it. He's like, you can't get these kind of classics like anymore. You don't see that very much anymore. Like there was a time period where there were just some amazing songwriters and amazing, not conductors, but just like
crafters of music.
Thank you, crafters of music. Well, I mean, because to conduct a big band is a big deal. There's a lot of components to it, so you don't get that anymore, and it's just everything.
You need arms.
You need arms and a head, and you need to kind of like wave your arms back and forth.
You got to move that stick thing.
Yeah, you got to move the stick.
I don't know if that's big band. I don't know if they have the stick on the big band, but
no, not necessarily.
Oh, they don't have the stick. Oh, but that was good then.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like one of the stories that this guy had mentioned in his concert was in the 1960s, Frank Sinatra at the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas. The conductor at the time was freaking Quincy Jones.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. With the Count Basie big band. I mean, you don't get any more classic than that. And I'm just like, wow, that's just amazing. So every time we listen to Christmas songs, it's always the classic stuff, the Nat King Coles and the Sinatras and all that stuff. So I
mean, do you sprinkle in a little of that Mariah Carey though?
Yeah, every once in a while we'll throw some Mariah. A lot of that is actually in the store. Like we'll do a mix, and it throws everything in the mix. So we even get a little NSYNC in there sometimes.
Oh shoot! Because
Lauren loves it, and I'm like, oh gosh, please turn it. But she loves that song. I don't know why, but whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah, we're having the holiday party at our work this coming Friday, and the marketing girls, they always send us like playlists whenever we're having parties for us to download the songs because, I'm not up on hip music these days. But this time they're like, sending me all these Christmas songs. And they're sending me stuff like the Christmas song, but they're giving it like some NSYNC version, whatever. I'm like, overruled.
Yeah, I know that's right. Not gonna happen.
I'm just like, I'm picking up. So yeah, we have like the Mariah Carey and a couple things like that. But if it's a song that's an old song and they're like giving me some new artist doing it, I'm like, nope, ain't happening.
Go to the classics.
I am the gatekeeper. I choose what goes in.
Right.
As he throws in a Trans-Siberian Orchestra in there somewhere.
Right. They're like,
you little metalhead, you.
This Christmas by Hanson. You're like, no, we won't be doing that.
Oh, heck no.
That's
So
funny.
anyway, so this past weekend was great. We got to go to a really cool concert, and it really got us in the holiday mood because like Saturday morning, 7 a.m., King! We hear this huge crash in the living room, and we're like, it's the Christmas tree. So our Christmas tree fell over.
It did.
It totally fell over.
Freaking
We lost
Because of the flocking.
couple-
flocking.
No, it's
flocking.
Heavy on one
here's the thing,
side.
like the flocking amazingly stayed like pretty tight. It was good. Like we didn't lose a whole lot of that.
You didn't
We
sugar
lost some,
powder
like,
your whole
ornaments.
living room?
No, I mean it did a little bit, of course, but the good thing is it fell like close to and kind of leaned on our couch.
Well, why'd it
But
fall?
it's just, well, we had it up. It was up and flocked for like 3 or 4
You're
days.
like, here's the thing.
and then-
Lauren likes to have our trees at a 45-degree angle.
That's what I'm saying. There's too much flocking on one side, and just slowly every day was leaning a little
That's
more,
right,
a little
that's
more, and
right.
then bam.
No, what ended up happening was we put all of the ornaments on Friday night. So the weight of all the ornaments, because we have some are heavy, some are light.
What
but,
the freak
I
kind
think
of
the-
ornaments are y'all
All
using?
on one side.
Well, we
And what
use,
kind of placement did they have?
we use the
they
globes. we
they
have a lot of
subscribe to the thing
globes.
where it's like, don't put it on the back. Then nobody can see back there. We're only putting it on the front.
And that's exactly what we did. We put them like around the sides because our tree faces our tree's right in front of our 3 windows that we have in the living room. So so it is. But I think we just and I kept telling them, I'm like, do we have enough ornaments on here? It's like you can never have enough ornaments. I'm like, all right.
Be like, yes, you can. When you're using
Yes, you can.
anvil ornaments.
Right?
Exactly. The Acme anvil ornament.
Exactly. Be like, this Piper's favorite one. Okay, for the anvil, let's put it at the top.
Let's put it way at
That's
the
the
top.
bowling ball that I won the tournament with.
That's exactly
That's
right.
there.
So it wasn't terrible, but we lost some ornaments that we've had for years.
Oh,
but,
no.
That's
so it was good, but I was able to put it back upright, retighten all the stuff, and then I ended up putting twine up top, drilling a little screw right above the windowsill, and so that's an added support. And you can't see it because it's in the back.
What the freak?
So yeah, the
That's
things you got to
funny.
do for Christmas.
I'm so sorry. We had to get a
yeah.
new base
Yeah.
because of that. Our tree almost fell. And I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
you know what? It's just the tallest tree we've ever gotten. It's not that tall, but it's like probably 9 feet tall. And so
sure.
we were like, our base every time before this was just for like, a 7-foot tree.
Yeah,
And so we were like, And I kind of
And
was
this
doing that
one's
thing
like-
where I was grabbing the middle of it and just kind of moving it around and seeing like, is there any weak points?
Mhm.
And that tree was like, I'm a fall. I was like,
When you walk by.
Can't
Yeah.
push it any faster. I
Exactly.
can't hold on much longer, Jim.
if you want me
Yeah,
to, I
yeah.
can wait till Remy walks by. I was like, stop it, tree. I'm going to get you another
I guess
base.
that's one good thing about a fake tree. Mine's always consistent. I never worry about it.
No, that's
Exactly.
true.
Right?
The interesting thing is when it fell, the stand actually fell with it. Like it didn't pop out of the stand. So
Oh, wow.
the stand was still secure. I think just the weight of the tree just went poo, boom,
Did it
right
dump
over.
water everywhere?
A little bit, yeah.
Dang it.
So, I mean, but it's easy. It was took us about 45 minutes to clean up, but we got it all.
cool.
I
cleaned
know,
up
but
and-
you lost some ornaments you've had for years.
I
That
know.
sucks.
Yeah,
like
that stinks.
being,
But
Yeah,
you
that's
know what?
probably
I'm
the
like,
worst part of it all.
yeah.
I was like, maybe it's just because it was early. I was like, it's okay. We'll just make new memories. It'll be great. We'll get new ornaments. It'll be fun.
Exactly.
And she's just like,
Yeah.
so it's all good. But we had downtown Franklin had the Christmas. There was a lot of Christmas happening this past weekend. So we had our Christmas tree up, the Christmas tree parade. The Christmas tree lighting was on Thursday of this past week, and so they close off the square in Franklin, and they have this big stage, and there's a choir, and then there's different high school groups that are singing, and then they light the Christmas tree, and Piper got her picture with Santa, and it was awesome, and it was just a lot of fun. And then Saturday was the Christmas parade, and they bring in it's pretty cool. They have all these classic cars come through.
Oh, is
and
that
then
what that
Santa-
was?
Yeah, it's awesome, and you guys should come down. I know Jenny and Amara have come down because you've usually been out of town during that time. It's
Yeah.
usually the first weekend in December, and they've come down and watched it with Piper and all of us. And it's so much fun. So Christmas is in full swing. I still have to put the dang garland up on our house. We've had rain for the past 3 days.
Yeah, we did.
And it's just everything's just wet, and it's really super cold now. So I'm going to try and get that done probably today.
That goes on the outside, I guess.
Yeah, I put
I've
garland.
never hung garland, I know.
string garland with lights along the outline
Oh, okay.
of our house and then around our door. And
I got you.
it's fun. We do it I've got it down to a system. So I listen to podcasts and or Christmas music while I do it, and I'm done in like 2.5 hours.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I get it down. I've got it down to a science now, which is good. On the gaming front, I am just continuing my way through Dishonored 2 and having an absolute ball.
Yeah,
I did have one of those days yesterday where I barely made any progress because I was just trying to figure stuff out. Mm-hmm. And like I've said before, they do not hold your hand through this at all. They give you little things here and there, but like you really have to look around and find stuff. Like I spent 15 minutes trying to get out of a room, and I ended up having to look it up. And it was like
really?
And it's one of those easy things that you're like, really? It was that easy? And I was there at one point and just didn't think about doing what I had to do to get out. But
that happened to my buddy Stancil one time.
Yeah.
He got stuck in this room, and it was like really easy for him to get out. And he was like, "Oh, it was that," and he didn't get out. You were there, right, Ed?
Wait, he got stuck in a literal room?
I thought you were with him.
When he got stuck in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The escape
I feel
room?
like I'm missing something.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
There it is. It's early morning, Gabe. You can't hit us with bombs like that, man.
I was just like, wait, he was like in someone's like living room and like, I don't know how to leave.
I was thinking, yeah.
It was just
He's
funny
on
because
fire.
Stancil was holding the way out and everything.
That's true, he was.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so it's funny because I feel bad because like yesterday was like this horrible. I spent like an hour and 20 minutes streaming and really felt like I got no progress. So I feel like I that's the part that I hate about streaming is like everybody's just watching me struggle the whole time. But maybe that's fun for people, but I got to get over that and just be like that's exactly the way I would have played with or without streaming anyway.
Sure.
But I love just talking to people and hanging out, and we've got my usual morning crew that kind of comes up and says good morning. We talk stuff, and it's just I'm just having so much fun with it. And that game,
got a men's group going on.
They got a whole men's group. We could do a little Bible study in the morning. It's fantastic. So I'm trying to finish Dishonored, and due to the recent events of the Last of Us 2 trailer, I took some advantage of the Best Buy 2 get 1 free.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And went ahead and got The Last of Us remastered because
right,
I never got it.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm getting the Nathan Drake collection. I got to go pick it all up today. So I picked up The Last of Us, Nathan Drake collection, and then Mafia 3, all for
nice.
$70. So I can't wait to pick all that stuff up.
Yes.
I originally was going to go with Borderlands, the Handsome Jack collection, but then I was like, man, I have not played Uncharted in forever. And 2 and 3, and I had never played 1, so I switched it at the last minute. So I'm excited. So it's a Naughty Dog weekend for me.
Nice.
But now at least I have them. But I am definitely, man, that trailer just got me like I've got to play The Last of Us again. So that's what I'm going to do at some point. That I've gone way too long. That is it for me. Back to you,
Eduardo.
It's funny. Yes.
I hear you're not feeling well.
I'm not feeling very well this morning, but I'm feeling a little better than I was last night when I went to bed, so that's okay.
Oh, well, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Ed. That
The
sucks.
small victories.
Exactly.
Yep.
Last night, it's real quick. We were watching your guys' reaction videos, and
they were great, by the way.
I love those. And Sarah asked, she said, "Does Gabe pretty much have the same kind of? Does he like the same kind of games as you?" And I said, "Yeah, pretty much. He gets into more of the multiplayer than I do." Mm-hmm. And she said, "Has he played Mafia 3?" And I said, "No." And she goes, "Oh, did he play Watch Dogs too?" And I go, "No, he went to Final Fantasy instead." And she goes, "Well, he's racist."
Yeah, Sarah.
And I had on.
Sarah.
Oh no! It was while I was watching your Final Fantasy walkthrough. Because then she goes, "He played this instead of Watch Dogs."
That is awesome. That is hilarious. Way to go, Sarah.
Funny.
What can I say? He really loves boy bands and convertibles.
Exactly.
Leather
That's
in the
right.
desert.
Oh man, that's funny.
It was funny.
I do, but you have to say I do want to play both games.
I'll let her know.
Until I had a third child,
That's true.
Yes, I guess we could.
and already had two before them,
That's
You gotta
true.
throw that in our face, man.
and they got to eat
break.
every day, 3 times a day.
See, you can push that.
Yeah,
I'm trying right now.
Twice a day, every other.
If it was up to Jenny, the jokers would eat 5 times a day. I'm like, snack time. They just had a snack. We about to have lunch. They wanted it, so I'm like,
Your boys are going to be linebackers.
Chubby Dojo.
Exactly. I'm getting cranked up.
That's right.
Open for business.
Chubby Dojo. I love that.
I've been having so much fun watching you guys and your walkthroughs between Tim's Dishonored and Gabe's Final Fantasy and Chris playing Overcooked with his friends. I've loved it. This has been a great week for me. Yeah. It's just so much fun just to put it on and just watch and work at the same time. And it's been really nice. So good job, you guys.
No, thanks. Well, we're trying to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, seriously. And to you as well, sir, because you're crushing it.
Yes, senpai.
Always.
Well, thank you. But I didn't really crush it this week. I was kind of out of town.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
how was it? That's right.
It was a lot of fun. I went to San Francisco on Thursday.
I hate you so bad right now. Oh, I haven't been so jealous of one of my friends in a long time. Like I've realized that jealousy is not really a part of my thing until this week.
Really? Well, get back to me when you go to Disney and Universal every other year.
Exactly. Right?
But that's such a different thing. Like, this was such a very cool, like, I don't know. I just love. I was so happy for you being there. You've got a connection
with the city as well.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I used to live there, so that happens.
Yeah, it was fun. I knew really nothing about the city going into it, and I was surprised at when it comes to driving in downtown San Francisco how much like New York it is.
Yes.
And I was like,
awesome.
I'm not doing this anymore.
See, I love driving in the city.
I used the crap out of my Uber this weekend.
Yes, nice. Sir. There you go.
But it was fun. Did a lot of walking around and arrived Thursday. And I got in so early Thursday that I just drove straight downtown and met up with some friends from Rooftop Comedy, which is a comedy label. And went hooked up with them, went to a comedy show they got me into that night.
No way.
Yeah, it was fun. A guy named Shane Moss was his name. And one of the guys I met at the label, we went out to eat before the show, and he's a big gamer. And so it was a lot of fun. We talked about, it was funny, we were talking about the Nintendo Switch. And he said, why don't they come up with, for people who like D&D and that type of stuff, where whoever has the pad is like the dungeon master and controls what the players have to go through. And I was like, see, that's a good idea. I kind of like that.
Wow, that's pretty interesting.
That is really good.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Friday, I met with our buddy Gavin Hammond.
That's crazy.
And,
yes.
Nice.
He took me to an amazing little authentic Mexican restaurant. And
the voice of Kenny from The Walking Dead, for those
voice of Kenny from The Walking Dead and Oxenfree.
Very cool.
And
Furby, Leapfrog. I'm telling you, that guy does
that
everything.
Joker puts in work.
He does.
That is
and he
really
was
cool, man.
He was so busy that day. We had to kind of change our schedules a few times. And I was just super appreciative that he was able to, just for even an hour, just stop and hang out for a little bit and talk. And that was cool. I went out there with a list of coffee shops I had to visit from our local coffee shop owners know everything about coffee and gave me a list of coffee shops to hit. So I kind of gave myself a self-guided coffee tour while I was out there. And
Lord, that is awesome.
We'd just take the ferry over every day and then just walk around. And I don't know how many miles I walked over the weekend. It was such a good time.
And you were by yourself?
I was by myself.
Yeah, that lets you just get it done.
It really does. And there were a couple things that, one of the things about not knowing the city is that you just stumble upon so many cool things that you wouldn't have found. Or,
man.
If I was driving, I never would have found this. It's like a Ghirardelli chocolate square, and it's like they had like live performers, and it was just a really cool thing. And
was it cold?
It not for me. Coming from Pennsylvania, I just had a sweater and a beanie on, and I was fine. Other people had like scarves and mittens and stuff on, but
that's hilarious.
I was
like, this is not cold, you guys. Come on.
Yeah, you know weather.
One thing I learned this weekend though that was really cool, because I was alone, and I just started talking to people, and I met so many interesting people and heard so many really cool stories, whether it was like the Uber driver or if it was the guy at the airport selling me donuts, or if it was just really cool to just talk to people and just ask questions and hear how eager people are to tell me about them and what they're going through. Wow. It was really cool.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You should do like a man on the street the next time.
I know. I was so mad I didn't bring any recording equipment because it was really cool just to talk with. There was one of the guys working at the airport was working 3 jobs because he's trying to afford for his wife to move out here with him, and they want to get married, and it's just really cool. And then Saturday went to a voiceover class in Sausalito, and
gosh, Sausalito.
Sausalito is beautiful, by the way.
Sausalito is right on the water. It's kind of like under the Golden Gate Bridge, if you can picture it. So it's like right on the water looking at downtown San Francisco. And it's my stomping grounds. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it was such a cool area. And the voiceover class had a blast at that. It was one of those things. It reminded me of the first time I did improv. It was just like, I got to do this every day.
Really?
It was so much fun.
That's awesome. How big was the class?
It was probably 15 people.
Oh, what a great size.
Yeah.
Wow, and that's great.
I guess usually the teacher, she was saying that usually 90% of the people have never had any acting experience or voiceover experience before.
Oh my gosh. So was she so happy when you showed up?
Well, and most of us had theater experience, so it was kind of the opposite for her. But I would say there were only 25% of us there that were there because we were interested in voiceover as a career. There were a couple of teachers there who just wanted to speak better. There was a lady there who had been appointed to read passages at church, and she wanted to feel more comfortable.
Like public speaking training in a way.
Yeah, a lot of businessmen who have to speak in front of their board and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah, it was interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
I love that.
Yeah, it was neat. We had a great time, and it was only a 3-hour class, and I wish it would have been an all-day class. It was so much fun.
Right.
And that
did you guys interact, or did she just kind of? Did you guys get up and do anything?
Yeah, the first half we interacted, and because of the size of the class, I was only able to do one of the interactions where she got like 8 volunteers and handed each of us a cartoon and said, "Come up with a voice for this cartoon." And then we would all go down the row, come up with a voice. She would like interview us as that cartoon character, and then say, "Okay, now try this small tweak." And it was just incredible how it would completely change who the character was.
Oh my gosh.
Just by
was every person she give a different tweak, kind of? Like you do this tweak and you do this one to your character and all that?
Yeah, and most of it had to do with, well, this character, you can see he has an antenna out of his head. Maybe that's how he speaks, and maybe he's a little nasal. And this character, he's got big teeth. Maybe he has a bit of a slur.
That's
and
cool.
stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it was really
amazing.
neat.
Now, how did you hear about it? Because I would assume you being so close to, Philly and New York, that there'd be some pretty amazing classes there too that you could take.
I actually heard about it because that's where Gavin Hammond and Sissy Jones both studied.
I know that's right.
And so when they mentioned that, I was like, and if you go online and search voiceover class, there are a million things that pop up. And I, and it's like, I don't know which ones are shady or which ones are legit or, And so when I heard that this is where they went, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go try that out and just see what it's like.
And shucks, it's in Sausalito.
And shucks, it's in Sausalito, yes.
That's like when people at church are like, "Hi, we're raising money to go on a business trip to Hawaii." I'm like, I ain't paying for that.
Right. Yeah, right.
And I got to tell you, the guys I stayed with at the Airbnb were such 20-year-old California bros.
No way.
That's hilarious.
The guest bathroom was covered in colognes.
Oh my
and
God.
scents.
Them jokers was out to get it, boy.
And it's funny because the first night I was there, and then the next morning I kind of talked to them, and they're nice guys, and we got along, but they must have felt comfortable around me because the second night I was there, it was hey, we're going to a party tonight. We know this network of au pairs that's they're real easy to get with.
What the world?
I was like, I think I'm good. So then the other guy
I'm not in college anymore. I'm good.
Right.
Appreciate it, bro.
So one other guy goes to the cabinet, opens it up, and pulls out a big bag of weed. And he's like, hey, do you know how to roll these? And I was like, no, I don't know how to roll.
That's awesome.
What? You've got a beanie, don't you know?
I know, right? I was like, it's a good thing I have on this beanie, because if they could see the back of my head and my hair spot, they'd know I wasn't as young as they thought I was.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
And you shaved your beard.
I know, exactly.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That is awesome. I would love to see Ed interact in there. They're like, hey, I'll come back at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Ed's sitting on the couch playing video games or doing something.
It was so funny.
What are you doing, bro?
I walked in and they were playing Battlefield 1, and I was like, okay, I know I can talk to you guys.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
We're good.
But other than
funny.
games, for me, it's just been Family Guy and The Simpsons, and I played a little bit of Dishonored 2 a couple days ago. Just watching Tim gets me so I want to play that game so much, and so
yes,
had to hop in.
Awesome, man! And you're playing Corvo now, right?
I am, yeah.
That's
yeah, I think I'm gonna go.
Fun.
At some point, I got to go back to Corvo.
I know, right?
There's so many games to play now. Yep.
And that's me.
Nice, Christopher.
Well, real quick, I just want to tack on to what Ed was saying about San Francisco. The first time I ever went there, I had friends that lived there. They now live back here in Texas. But I took some time and went over there before I had to go on a work trip. And my friends, they couldn't get off. They're like, hey, you can come out here, you can stay with us, but we can't take off, so we'll just have to see you like in the evenings and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I stayed at their house, which was, I don't know the lay of the land, but they were kind of near the city. And basically they would leave and go to work. I woke up, I just went down, took my camera, and I walked all the way to downtown. Took photos of I didn't talk to a lot of people in the way that you did, like strike up big conversations, but I would just see people and I would say, hi or whatever. Like I ate this little cafe place that I like you said, would never known about if I wasn't just walking around. Yeah. And I liked the food, so I went, the guy behind the counter was also like the chef, and I was like, do you mind if I take your picture? And I was just getting portraits of people.
Oh, that's awesome.
I should show you guys some of those sometime, because it was like the most fun I'd ever had just walking downtown, and then by the end of the day, I had walked back up to their house, and I did that for like 2.5 days.
That's awesome.
Love that place,
and that third day, I got to spend, they actually had off because it was like a Saturday. And we went, and they took me other places. I don't know if we went to Sausalito because I forget the geography of where we were. But based on the description, it was over the Golden Gate Bridge, looking back kind of towards the city.
Yeah.
So I think I was in the same area, but it was just
it's got to be. There's not another area like that, I don't think, between the Golden Gate and Bay Bridge that's right there on the water that you would be walking around having coffee at.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
especially after just playing Watch Dogs 2, it was really weird.
Yeah.
I felt like I knew the city.
You're like, I know all this place.
I was like, I hid out right there, and I was hiding.
That's funny.
All right. So, anyways, back to my weekend. This Saturday, so we've been working with this voiceover lady here locally at work. And sometime last week, she had sent us.
We're sitting right here. Thanks a lot, Chris. God.
I'm sorry. We don't have a need for a black hand model. So I was
I'm not a hand model anymore.
I'm trying to work it in.
I'm only a right hand model.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
If I have to hold my left hand,
now you have even more.
Job.
Yeah, exactly. But she sent us this little card that was like a free entry to a brewery tour here locally in Dallas. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I went to that, and I took my brother. It was like, you and a guest come tour this brewery or whatever. So me and my brother went to there and did the brewery tour, and we went in. They had like live music playing, because in the front where they can serve you, it's just a big open area, and they had all these tables and things, and they had like live music going. And then after we'd been there about 20 minutes, that's when the brewery tour started. So did that. I haven't been to an actual brewery in a really long time. And actually, I've not been to hardly any in my area. All the ones I've been have been like when we go on vacation somewhere and I see there's a brewery there, I go and take a tour. So that was a lot of fun. I had some beer that I'd never had before that was really good. And then that night, our friends Kale and Katie came over, and we all played some 4-player co-op Overcooked. I actually streamed it. It's on our YouTube channel.
That was fun.
Which I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't really sure how that was going to work, if I could get the webcam in the right spot to get all 4 of us in the frame. I just had to figure it out, but it all worked out good, and I was able to stream it. It's a little bit longer. It's like 2.5 hours, which is one of those things where when you're playing that game, you just kind of lose track of time. Oh, yeah. Because you're just having a ton of fun with it. And I found out that there was DLC for it, so I had downloaded the DLC pack, and I was like, oh, this is
awesome.
Amazing. It's a lot of fun. And then the next...
and Kale's shirt disappears sometimes.
Yeah. So I forgot that, because since I had to frame the 4 of us in there, I didn't use the green screen because I don't have one big enough to cover that area. I had forgot I had left the chroma key filter on, and Kale was wearing a green shirt. And so it was like, just you could see the game through his shirt.
Every now and then his body is just the video game.
And the computer, like I'm streaming through my computer, and so it's over there. I wasn't getting up after every so often to check the comments. It was just one like big chunks. We'd play a big spurt, and then I'd go look and be like, you can see through his shirt. What? I don't understand. And then I realized what was going on. I was like, oh, and I had to fix it.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
And then the next day, it was a Sunday, we just kind of hung out at the house and took it easy. And then we got a message from Kale. He said, had a busy day today or something like that. And it was a picture, and he had proposed to Katie that next day.
Awesome,
yeah, and I was
man.
like, oh, it's because they had so much fun with the Overcooked. It has to be. We had to have,
They were like, we need to be like
that sealed the deal, man.
Chris and Stacy.
yeah, we got to
just like them.
We're taking credit for
That's
that one, even
hilarious.
if it is. I was like, you should have just done it at the house.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah, so
That's
congratulations
awesome. Congratulations,
to them. Yeah,
Kale.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
And they did the long distance relationship thing for a long time, so that's nice
Yeah,
that
she
they're in the
lived
same
in
place. and-
Rhode Island for a while, and they kind of commuted back and forth. And then she eventually was able to move down here. And I'm not sure.
That's
I think
awesome.
they've been together almost 2 years now. Maybe I could be totally off of my timeline. I'm not that great at remembering timelines. But anyways, yeah, congratulations to them. And then watched the React stuff with Gabe to the PSX keynote. Oh yeah, when was the Video Game Awards? That Thursday, the Thursday before. Yeah,
Yep.
I kind of
went on
watched
this
it
week.
a little bit. Yeah, I was watching the Cowboys game that day, but I was bouncing back and forth. I had it on the iPad, so I just kind of checked things here and there. Did you guys watch the Game Awards?
I did.
No.
Watch the tail end of it.
I watched all of them.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Good. I'm glad somebody watched the whole thing.
I know, right?
I was about to say, oh snap, nobody here watched any of it, or little bits and pieces. And then that's pretty much all. Work has been fine. Like I said, we have our holiday party this coming Friday. Stacy and I are going up to Oklahoma this afternoon because our little niece is I think she's having a play or something at her school on Thursday. So we're going to go and kind of surprise her and watch that.
Oof.
And then we got to come back home because I got to do the holiday party at work on Friday. And other than that, it's been pretty easy peasy. On the gaming front, I got back into some Overwatch. I haven't played it in a long time.
Oh, nice.
So I wanted to give it a try. They have a newer character that released not too long ago called Sombra. So I wanted to try her out. And they've got a bunch of new game modes. I actually, the other day, I hit up, I messaged you, Gabe, and I was like, hey, can you play Overwatch?
I know. I was so mad.
Yeah, and I figured you weren't, since I never heard back, I was like, he's got to be busy. And I assumed you probably would be busy. But the thing is they have a mode now that's 3v3. I was like,
Oh, really?
Me, Gabe, and Lim going against some people. That could be a good time.
That was a really good time.
Yeah, so that we got to jump into it sometime because the new game modes are really cool. They have a 1v1 game mode, a 3v3, one where it randomly chooses your heroes,
Yep.
a lot of different stuff. So
I did that one, and I'm like, I haven't played with a lot of these guys.
yeah.
I'm just now noticing that as I suck. through these.
Yeah, I didn't try that one. I did the 3v3 a couple of times, and I did a couple of other things. I mostly wanted to play Sombra the most just so I could kind of get my head wrapped around how she operates and see if she's a character I like using.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Definitely going to be playing some more of that. Obviously did some more Overcooked. And then I did something that I kind of dusted off the old PS3.
Oh,
You did
I fired
not.
it up.
Get
yeah,
out.
I did. Well, actually, it just kind of sits there. So I just booted up I had to plug in a controller and charge it. But finally, I booted up the PS3. Back during the Halloween-esque time, PlayStation had the sale, and I had bought a game and had it downloaded to my PS3, and I just hadn't gone and played it yet. It was Catherine. Have you guys ever heard of that game?
Yeah.
Weird.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's always been like, that game seems weird. It's, it's
Yeah.
a
Which it
Japanese
is.
like anime game.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like, but it's just always been something like, man, something about that game looks interesting to me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Well, it was only like $4, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna,
Try
pull the
it.
trigger on this game. So I've been playing that. I'm not very far
How
into
is
it
it?
yet. I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely an experience. We'll say that.
It's
The puzzles
weird.
are it's a little weird, but it's not. I mean, it's not anything weirder than what I was expecting. So it's not like
Sure.
I'm being shocked by anything. It's about this guy, and he's with a girl named Catherine, and she right off the bat she's like kind of hinting at wanting to get married, and you get the idea that they've been. I don't think it says how long they've been together, but it kind of seems like they've been together a good while. She's kind of hinting she wants to get married. And then he ends up meeting this other girl, and I'm not that much further into the story, so I don't know exactly what happens. I think that he ends up cheating on his girlfriend or something, and the whole story is about the dilemma of going back and forth between the two, and like, what does he want to do? And the puzzle parts are he's having nightmares where he's got to climb up all these work all these different puzzles and escape this area, and then he wakes up, and so the nightmare's like having to do with his decisions that he's making. I don't know. It's kind of like a Telltale game where, you know, you have decisions you can make. There's prompts and you can choose this and different outcomes can happen. So I don't really know. I'm really not that far into it. But when I was playing it, I was listening. He goes into this bar and he sits and talks to his buddies sometimes, or you can get up and walk around and talk to other people inside the bar. And I was playing. I was like, you know what? I feel like I know these voices. And it was the main guy is Troy Baker.
Well,
And then Travis Willingham.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's one of the voices, and then Laura Bailey.
the brothers from the brother.
Of course.
So
Yeah, I
the
was
second
like-
son. The second
Exactly.
son cast.
I was like, oh, no wonder all these people sounded so familiar to me.
Yep.
Because I had to
That's
look at it. I was
so
like, I'm going to IMDb this, and I was like, oh my gosh.
And I think Travis and Laura, husband and wife.
Yes.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are. Yeah, so that's cool. I mean, it's fine. I don't know. Like, I've not been going back to it like every day. I just kind of play it when I get like in the mood to play it, which might not be the best way to do it because I'm kind of, when I come back, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? Because you have a lot of stuff you got to keep track of. So I'm probably going to tighten that up and focus a little bit more on it.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah,
a lot of
cool.
people love that game. I've heard great things. I watched some gameplay early on too about it because I didn't know if I was going to get it or not. But the puzzles looked pretty challenging too. So
yeah, that was the
I think
one
it gets
thing.
harder.
That was the one thing that I was like, and I actually put it out on Twitter when it was on sale. I was like, should I get this? And I was like, I'm really not honestly interested in the puzzle part. Like, I don't want really brutal puzzles. Because I watched a review for it as well, and they're like, oh, the puzzles can be really hard and challenging, but it makes it so rewarding when you beat it. And I was like, that's not how I feel.
The way
I
my
don't want
brain
to do
works.
that puzzle. But there's a mode on it there's an easy mode, and it says in the description, it says, pretty much, if you're really just into this for the story, this is the mode you want to do. So the puzzles haven't been super hard. But then again, I've only done like 2 or 3 of them. So
Gotcha.
I don't know how often they're going to come up and how much more challenging they're going to be. That might be what breaks, my back on it. We never know. But I'll let you guys know how it goes. And then the other day I was sitting there, I think it was Thursday or Friday of last week, and I'm looking at my list right there of games. I'm like, all right, let's give this Dishonored 2 a go.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
And then he shut it off.
No, I didn't shut it off.
Uh-oh.
I didn't shut it off right away anyways. I've been playing through it. I've gone back to it like 3 or 4 times. I don't know total hours how long I've played. I'm in the mission right now. I know it's early on. The big boat lady took me to the first area where I had to go to the hospital or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't remember the name of the mission or the name of the person or whatever, but so I think that's only like the second or third mission, something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
because you go to Karnaka.
Oh yeah, of course. That's what I meant to say. I went to Karnaka I don't know if I'm going to stick with it or not. We'll see.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
who are you playing as, Emily or
I'm playing as
Corvo?
Emily. Yeah, I didn't want to play
Nice.
Corvo because I was like, I just figured he'd be the exact same with the exact same powers. It's like if I'm going to play the new game, I want to have the new powers and whatnot. And the new, honestly, what sold me on it was seeing the trailer at E3 and seeing all the powers that Emily had. Which at that point I hadn't played Dishonored 1 either, so it was all new to me regardless. But I've been looking forward to like the Shadow Step ability, which I don't have it unlocked yet, but I remember the way it looked in the trailers and everything. It just looks cool. And then of course hearing you guys talk about like the domino power. I haven't bought any of the powers yet because I only have like 2 runes, and I'm like, well, do I want to save up and get 4 and get this other thing, or do I want to get this one where I can see through the walls? I'm trying to figure that part out right now, and I don't want to be wasteful, especially hearing you guys talk about like, oh, I didn't even have enough runes to buy everything. So I'm wanting to be very specific about what I do. I want to really think it through.
Yeah.
And you don't need all those powers, man. Like I have plenty of runes, but I'm not using them for those powers. I'm upgrading the ones that I know I use the most of, because if you're going the low chaos way, some of those are more for a higher chaos or for an actual kill, and I don't need that. So I'm only using the powers that are going to help me more in stealth.
Yes.
And yeah, man, I can see that. Like, this game is definitely not for everybody. And they don't, like I've said, they don't hold your hand very much. You have to figure a lot of stuff out. Whether or not you like the art styles, like there's a lot of hurdles that you have to kind of get over if you're skeptical about the game to begin with. So yeah, I ain't mad at you, man. It's you do you.
I don't mind so much the non-handholdy stuff. That's not really a big deal for me in particular. Because if it was something where I'm like beating my head against the wall every few seconds because I can't figure something out, that'd be one thing. But I haven't had that much difficulty with it. I will say though, the very first room that they put me in, and I've got to escape out of the room, I was like, why can't I get out of this room? I was like, you know what? I know somebody who's played this game, Router. And I went and pulled up yours. And then I was like, and it was one of those bang your head against the wall. It's like, oh my gosh, I could have just gone and opened the dang window. Why didn't I walk to the window to see the problem? Right. This is open. I'm like going out the one window that's open, and I keep jumping on, trying to land on things. I'm like, what am I doing wrong here?
Yeah.
Was there a specific thing about it, Chris, that you didn't like, or was it just doesn't click with you?
I don't particularly care for the art style. Which is not like a deal breaker for me. It's not. It's just one of the things that's adding to it.
Gotcha.
I just don't. The AI seems better to me. Y'all know that in Dishonored 1, I said I had a bit of a problem with the AI.
Yeah.
It seems better to me in this one. I'm not very far in. There has been a couple of times where like I'm absolutely behind a wall. I can't even see this guy. I just hear him. And then all of a sudden I see this meter come up. I'm like, hey, what are you doing over there? I'm like, how in the world are you seeing this? It makes no sense. But I don't feel like I'm running into that, at least so far, as much as I did in Dishonored 1. The main thing for me in particular, now I play a lot of FPS games. Granted, most of them are shooters, but I've played a lot of them. And I've been playing a lot of them right now because, like Overwatch and Battlefield and Call of Duty and pretty much all that I'm doing at the moment. There's input lag on this game.
Really?
Yeah, there is. And I was like, something just feels off. So I went into the controls and I'm checking all the different sliders. They have this one slider called friction, which I don't even know what that means. It's like, what does friction? It doesn't tell you what it's doing. So it's like, maybe this has something to do with it. So I tried, going all the way to 0. It starts default at 100. I took it all the way to 0, then played a little bit. That's not really doing anything. I started incrementing it a little bit to see if, I don't know what friction does, but it didn't fix the problem. I was like, maybe, and so I did a search online. I was like, maybe I'm insane. And all you have to do is type in Dishonored 2 input lag, and there's like Steam forums, GameFAQs forums, there's Reddit threads.
Really?
PC, Xbox One, PS4, all talking about this input lag. And it's not like huge, but like, and I even tested it. I was like, okay, I'm sitting there, and I push to the right. And my analog stick clicks on the side, and then it starts to move. Clicks on the side, and then it starts to move. And I was like, just so I'm not completely crazy, I shut it down. I went over to Overwatch, and I did the same like little test, and it's way snappier. It's like the minute I'm moving, it's starting to move. And I can't. It's just hard for me to get. Like, it's one of those things where once I've been playing for about an hour, I kind of get used to it. But in any kind of situation, like if I get spotted and I'm having to run, or I'm having to, battle a guard because I'm trying to, just kill this one guy so I can get away. Because I'm trying to do the low chaos version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't feel like I can control it well enough because it's not as snappy as I want it to be.
I never picked up on that.
Yeah,
I've never
and I assumed. Yeah, I've not heard until I did the search on the internet. I hadn't heard anybody else mention that. Like neither you two guys had ever mentioned it. And I don't know a bunch of other people playing, but on Twitter, people will be like, oh, I'm playing Dishonored 2 and I'm loving it or whatever their thing is. I've never seen any talk about that. I hadn't seen anything like on Kotaku or anything because I'm watching a lot of news articles all the time. But it seems like it's a proficient enough issue that there's multiple different places. And it's one of these weird things where it's being affected by PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And I'm pretty sure my game's the most up-to-date version because that's the other thing. I was like, well, maybe there's a patch. But I think it's updated. I don't think there was any patch that I don't have. So...
Interesting.
I don't know.
Weird.
That's probably the main thing for me is that, again, I can kind of get used to it, but when you add that and then you add that I don't really care for the aesthetic, the AI is a bit wonky at times. Yeah. It's like all these little things add up to me just being like, man, I'm just not happy right now.
You know what? Never
mind. It shouldn't be a chore, man. If you're not feeling it, I would bail. You got other games to play.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. But there is something about this one more so than Dishonored 1 that I'm like, but something, it's like every now and then I have these spurts of, wow, that was a really cool moment.
Oh, really?
Nice.
So that's cool.
That's why I'm sticking with it. I want to play at least until like mission 3, maybe 4. If I'm still struggling, I'm probably going to bounce. But I want to stick with it a little bit more to see if I can maybe overcome some mental hurdles that I'm having with it.
Awesome.
There you go. Never say die.
For me. Yeah, right. Never say die. Go team.
Go sports.
That's it for me.
Nice.
Mr. Patillo, how is Milo doing?
Oh, man. Milo is...
What, week 2 or 3 of baby?
Yeah, he's 2 weeks old today. Yeah.
Awesome.
He's doing great, man. it's been fun. And what's fun about one of the things that's fun about him is he's got gray blue eyes.
Oh,
which,
wow.
Which we know will darken up to brown, but it's fun for right now.
Yeah,
because
sure,
that's cool.
Black people never get to have kids and be like, "Oh, this eyes are gray blue." They're like, "Yep, brown again," or you get lucky and have green eyes or something. So everything's been cool over here. I'm trying to. I don't know. Jenny had that stomach bug this week that I had last time. So, but thank God I didn't have to work, so I could just be here. She got to lay low. So I think she got over it faster than I did. We had the Goatee, Toby Mac, Diversity, True Artist Management Christmas party last night.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
That's why my voice is a little gone. That was a good time. They rented out this freaking baller place, and the food was really good, and the DJ was good. He kind of looked like Boogie. The YouTube guy,
Really?
Boogie 2988, and he just kind of like sat there on his computer, like
Just kind of nodding his head.
yeah, exactly,
awesome.
just kind of doing it. So that was a good time, and I don't really know what else went on this week. Dove into Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, you did.
Because I'm racist. Apparently, and I'm having fun with it.
Good.
I think you say you're at the beginning of a Final Fantasy game for the first 10 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say for like the first month.
So I'm still at the very beginning. I think I don't know, 3.5, 4 hours into it. Liking it. I think I'm tracking with the story. Every time I'm playing, I'm streaming it because it's a game that I don't feel like putting that big of files on my computer.
Yeah.
Just because, and I don't know if I'll stream every minute of playing it, but for now I've been streaming all of it and having a good time. Same thing, like, people jumping in and out and saying what's up real quick is so fun. And some of the guys helped me out last time I was playing. And
Nice.
I don't want to start naming people because I'll forget people, but it's been fun just doing it with the community.
Yep.
So that's been a good time. I feel like I played something else this week. I just can't remember what it was. That might be it.
Did you win the championship in NBA 2K16?
I haven't played anymore yet.
No, okay.
Because
What game did you get to? Your game 3?
Game 3.
Yeah.
So I still need to play game 4. And so I do need to jump back into that and just finish that up real quick. Maybe I'll do that this morning. But
Are you up in the series?
Yes, 2-1. They
Nice.
got me at home last week. Came down to it. Like the final seconds. I was so mad. I feel like they rubber banded on me just a little bit.
Yeah,
So I'm on there like, no. But the VGAs, PSX, that was obviously on and popping this week. We're starting to do some phone calls for the Hits Deep tour for next year. Starting to get those balls moving and just cranking up the gears of that machine. Trying to get some information out there before Christmas hits and everybody takes off.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been cool. Just, calling Matt Marr and Mac Powell and all these guys that I love and I'm so excited to be out on tour with. And Matt Marr's a gamer, and so I was like, all right, man, what we gonna be playing on tour? And he was like, I've been playing the Division. I was like, okay, never mind. And so excited. I was like, hey, what's coming out though while we're on the road? And I was like, that Nintendo Switch. He was like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. So anyway, I'll be buying it and you can see it. And he was like, cool, man. So that'll be fun. So it's fun having those conversations and getting into that.
That's awesome.
And I mean, I think that's about it. Just, business as usual. Need to hang a shelf. We're doing floating shelves in our kitchen, and I've had.
Then why do you need to hang it?
Boom.
Yeah, he's here all week, guys. He didn't even have kids.
Yes,
You're not even allowed to
right?
take that bad a joke and not have kids. Oh, it was such a dad joke. Well, that's an uncle joke. Uncle Bread fan.
That's an uncle.
I heard your dad's doing floaty shows. Why does he need to hang them? I get it because they're floating. Never mind.
Oh, that's awesome. Try the veal. I'm here all week.
Exactly. The name's Uncle Brett fan. I'll be here all week. Tip your waitress. And so so the honeydew list is on and popping too. And
hey, did you finish that VO project, by the way? Is that done?
I'm done with the initial. They need us still to go back and do. So while we were there, we did 310 video clips.
Wow.
And so they need another 155 done.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
So that'll be in January.
Nice.
Dude, thank you for posting that video. I had so much fun watching you with that. That was great.
No
it
problem.
It was really great.
I'm trying to see if I can.
Man. That's awesome.
Thanks, buddy. I need to contact the guys and be like, hey, do you think I can make this live? Because I have it on our YouTube private because I wanted you guys to see it. But I want to make it public. But it doesn't really show the game. So I've got to kind of see if it's okay.
But you definitely need to get permission
you
first.
definitely need to check that first. Yeah. You don't want to just be doing it because you want to get other jobs. You don't want to be like, that's that guy that takes videos and puts them online early.
That's right.
No.
Right. Exactly. So I'm glad to be done with most of that and just have that under my belt and have the nervousness of doing it out of the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about it, man. Just doing that Final Fantasy 15 life and slowly moving the needle on that one. I'm trying to see all right, am I going to play a little bit, then go play something else? Because I don't want to lock myself down, but I'm getting too old to jump around in games and understand what's still going on.
I was going to say, don't you almost have to with the Final Fantasy game? Like you have to be fully committed to it?
Yeah, almost. Or if you have the wherewithal, you can jump around. I'm just
the multitasking skills.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that my brain doesn't work that well on stories anymore.
Is there anything new coming out, or do you see yourself with a little bit of time to spend with it?
Well, it's hard because I want to do Dishonored and Battlefield that I bought and the other games that I bought in that 2 for buy 2 get 1 that Target did.
Right.
And so I already cranked out Titanfall, so I have that out of the way. But Battlefield 1 and I forget what the other one was I bought. But I want to get to those. Those are still in the Saran wrap.
Yeah.
So.
Did you get Watch Dogs?
Was that what it was? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, were you guys going to pick it up together?
We were, but no, I ended up picking mine up. Oh, wait, you didn't get Call of Duty, did you?
No, I can't remember what it was I got.
Chris, he hasn't yet. He will, though.
It was Titanfall, Battlefield, and I can't remember what the other one was.
Maybe it was Watch Dogs. Or I can't remember if you actually got it or I just remember you talking about getting it.
I'm trying to find it.
It's killing him. It's eating him up inside.
I know, right?
Oh, Gears of War 4.
That's right.
Oh, that old gem.
I'm probably not going back to it.
You're not going back to that?
No.
Oh, no?
I don't think
No, because
so.
you played that for Extra Life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's all we need to say about that.
That's why I couldn't remember. So anyway, that's it for me. We should get this thing moving. Router, you got that thing?
Of course.
Well, let's do it!
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been years, eons, but
Ages
this
even.
game is finally out for the PlayStation 4. I bring you The Last Guardian is finally out.
Did you get your copy, Chris?
Yeah, sorry, I needed to go back and talk about that. I forgot.
So you got it.
Did you pop it in?
So here's the thing.
Did you fall asleep?
Oh!
No, so
wait.
Monday, Reviews came out.
Are we about to lose half
and
of our
Monday
half of our
afternoon,
listenership?
I canceled my pre-order.
No.
Yeah, I did. So here's the thing,
Chris.
I'm going to tell you flat out. Like, so as I mentioned earlier, I'm
Be
struggling a
your
little
own
bit
man.
right now.
Don't listen to those jokers.
No. So
amazing.
you know, I said I'm struggling a little bit with Dishonored because of controls. And the one thing on the Last Guardian, like the reviews were kind of all over the place. It got a couple of 9s, it got a couple of 7s. They're everywhere. But the one thing, and I'm not really a big review reader, but I did want to check it out for this one. The one thing that almost every review said was, "Man, the controls are jacked."
What?
So I'm like, well, I don't want to play another jacked controller game right now. I still think I'll pick it up somewhere down the road. But I was like, if I know going in, it's got controlling problems, it's like, I don't want to pay $45 for it, which is what I got. I got a discount on it through Amazon Prime. I think it was like $45. I was like, if it's like $15, $20, I'll probably go grab it. So like, let me give it a couple months when the price inevitably drops. And then I'll revisit it.
They may patch some of it. You never know. But I mean,
yeah, that's another thing. It's like, maybe they'll put out a couple of patches that'll take care of all the wonkiness.
But you'll let somebody else figure out about
That's
that.
hilarious, man.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to spend another full price on a game. If I'm going in it's got issues. It's one thing if you get in there and you're like, oh, and I was unaware, then I would just live with it. It'd be no big deal. But it's like, nah, I'm not gonna.
That is hilarious.
Oh, that's
Meanwhile,
awesome.
in Seattle, poor Stansel's pre-order got canceled because he had pre-ordered it when it was still slated for the PS3.
PS3.
So funny.
I was dying when I saw that tweet. I'm like, oh, no.
That's
so bad, but that's hilarious at the same time.
It was actually, I had already canceled my order, and then I saw that tweet, and I was like, man, if I would have seen that tweet before, I would have just gone and updated my address and sent it to Stansel.
Look at you. Yeah.
But I had already canceled it, and I was like, jeez.
Yeah,
it's all good.
I can't believe none of us are playing that. Oh, geez.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so sorry, back to normal.
No worries. So Last
things.
Guardian is out. We've got Dead Rising 4 for the Xbox One and PC. Abzu for the Xbox One.
Yep.
Red Faction for the PS4.
Oh, really? That was a back in the day game.
Zen Pinball 2 Bethesda Pinball for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Who?
And Zen Pinball 2.
What kind was it, though?
It's Zen Pinball 2 Bethesda Pinball.
What kind of pinball?
Called.
What kind of pinball?
No, it's not the same company, is it?
I don't know. I just don't know.
I don't know. Read the name again. I'm not sure.
I don't think Bethesda has a pinball.
There we go. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, Bethesda.
Now I know
okay,
what you're
gotcha.
talking about. Makes perfect sense.
There can only be one. There can only be one.
Thing. That's why if it's not Bethesda, then it is Bethesda.
No.
Because whatever. It's good. Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS. Welcome Amiibo is out. And that's it for new releases this week. We do have 2 oops.
Oh, snap.
I apologize in advance. At BDog1221, No Man's Sky is not Hello Games' first game. They also made the Joe Danger games.
Oh, yeah, Joe Danger. I played that game.
Yes. And then at Nick A. Cooper, I don't oops just for disagreements, but this cannot stand, man. Fat-free eggnog? What's the point? Why?
That's funny.
Nick Cooper's skinny, number one.
Right, exactly. So
skinny people can't talk about don't drink some fat-free stuff.
Gabe, I'm with you on this because it's still the same deliciousness with less the calories. So
exactly.
I'm with you on the fat-free eggnog.
They say the same thing on Diet Dr. Pepper, and I just don't believe them.
Well, Diet Dr. Pepper does taste different.
It's packed with sugars, but whatever. At least you feel better about drinking it.
The eggnog tastes delicious. It tastes the same. I love it. I promise.
Yeah, I got myself some I think it was low-fat eggnog too in honor of you, Gabe. So.
And how is it?
It's delicious.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's a party in your mouth, then your neck, then your stomach.
That's right. Exactly.
And real quick, just to follow up on it, Bethesda Pinball is Bethesda. It's just a bunch of their games.
Oh, okay.
The maps. Like there's a Doom table and then there's a Skyrim table, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
interesting.
There's no way that there would be another Bethesda in the gaming universe.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that word means, if it just means a thing or not. I was just associated with the game company. I've never heard it any other way.
Thank you for looking that up. I didn't put that
Yeah, I was
together.
curious when you said that. I was like, let's see.
Yeah, I'm like, who else uses Bethesda in anything? So, and I didn't know if that was their game, but hey, there you have it.
There you have it.
back to you guys. I know we got a lot to talk about in a short time, so let's hit it.
Yeah. Chris, do you have anywhere you want to start? Or should I take
Start
the
with
VGAs real quick?
Yeah, VGAs.
Yeah, go ahead and take the VGAs.
All right. VGAs. I'm going to just run through the list of winners, and then we can talk a little bit about the actual show. Most anticipated game, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I thought was interesting. I don't know. I thought something else should have won that.
Only because The Last Guardian was going to get that.
That makes sense to me.
I thought Mass Effect might get it.
Oh, yeah.
Best fan creation, Enderall, The Shards of Order, Trending Gamer, Boogie 2988, which is fun. Best esports game, Overwatch.
Yep.
Best esports team that will never be on. We'll never be on an esports team, guys.
No, it's not going to happen.
Why not?
Cloud9. We just
if we start our own,
unless you exactly, yeah.
We'll start a Telltale game team.
Yeah. Best esports player, Cold Zera, which was presented by Michael Phelps, which was kind of cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was.
And so those all were fan choices, fan voted. Here we go. Best multiplayer game, Overwatch.
Yeah.
Best sports/racing game, which is funny. The presenter was like, I love this category because you have these sims up against games like Mario Kart. And it sounded like he was taking a shot at the category, but
like a little backhanded.
Yeah, but I was like, that's all right. Forza Horizon 3.
Oh yeah.
Best strategy game, Civilization 6.
Interesting.
Best family game. I thought this was interesting. Best family
The
game.
Witcher 3.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Catherine.
Doom.
Doom.
Pokemon Go.
Hey,
What?
there it is.
Yeah, I didn't think of that as a family game.
Maybe because
we'll
they're
see.
counting the parents who yell at the kids to put their phone down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Look out for that car. Oh gosh.
That's a game within itself.
Yeah.
Right.
But beat out
Or it could be
Skylanders.
like, it could be, I guess, like because you can play together. Now, again, a family, each person having a phone, but like me and Stacy play together.
You
We
can?
walk around and go catch stuff
Together.
Well, I mean, walking around like in proximity with each other, both playing is what I mean. Like if something shows up, it's like, oh, there's a bloody blah over there, and I'll go. She's like, I'm getting this. I can go over there and get the same thing. Maybe that's how they're getting there.
They say the category is best game appropriate for family play, including Toys to Life, rhythm, music, dance, and other genres.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting they picked a mobile game too. So here's where the lines are going to start getting gray with mobile game versus console or PC game.
And I thought that maybe it was just because it was such a massive pop culture thing this year.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Best fighting game, Street Fighter 5.
Mm-hmm.
Best role playing game, The Witcher 3. Wild Hunt,
yeah.
Blood and Wine.
Yes.
Best action adventure game, Dishonored 2.
Yes.
Wow, yeah.
So happy for
Beat
Arcane.
out
That's
Uncharted
awesome.
4. Yeah.
I know.
Crazy. Surprising.
Best action game, Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Beating out Battlefield 1, Gears of War 4, Overwatch, Titanfall 2. Best VR game, Res Infinite.
Huh.
Best mobile handheld game, of course, Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Pokemon Go. Best independent game, Inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Games for Impact Award, That Dragon Cancer. And let me tell you what,
Yeah.
that acceptance speech
Yeah.
was going for the tears.
Mm.
Really?
Oh, man, it was moving, and it was towards the top of the show, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
the Game Awards are not starting out the way I think they should.
Right.
Like, between the guy giving Kojima the award at the very, very beginning, and just like how emotional that whole thing was, and then over to the Games for Impact Award, and then That Dragon Cancer. Oh, man, I was like, okay,
Wow.
we do have hearts. We're not robots.
That's right.
Best performance went to Nolan North as Nathan Drake.
Hey,
Nice.
Uncharted 4, Thief's End, beating out Troy Baker and Sissy Jones, Alex Hernandez from Mafia 3.
Mm-hmm.
Best music/sound design, Doom.
Nice.
Best art direction, Inside. Best narrative, Uncharted 4. Best studio / game direction, Blizzard for Overwatch.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And then the game of the year
Yes.
went to
There you
Overwatch. I couldn't believe it, man. I thought for sure Uncharted was taking game of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought Naughty Dog was going to get a little bit more love.
Yeah, for no
Yeah,
story.
I think they were the most nominated game too, and they only won 2 things really. If you think about it.
Couple of things, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really interesting. I just kind of took down some notes as I was watching. They did this montage at the beginning that showed a bunch of Overwatch story, and I was like, "Oh snap! I'm ready for like some Overwatch mini movies to come out. That'd be great."
Yeah.
Like I said, Kojima went up and accepted his they got like the Icon Award or something like that, and they made it big to do about how much he deserved it and all that. And then he went up there
I
and
agree
How he
with
was
that.
robbed of the opportunity
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, I definitely
really
agree with that.
came for it. Yeah. Then they showed off some Death Stranding,
Yeah, they did.
which looked crazy, which really just looked like a movie. It's not. It
Yeah.
wasn't really like you were seeing a game, but it
No,
seems
it
to be
wasn't.
like humans are about to be extinct. Maybe what was going on? Maybe in that showed off a
Yeah,
little bit
there-
more star power.
It's Kojima. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this was the first time that it was confirmed that Mads is actually in the game. The actor
Yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen, I think is his
Mikkelsen,
last
yeah.
name. I forget the last.
Yeah, he looked incredible.
It had been rumored that he was going to be in it, but this is the first confirmation.
He
of it.
plays a good villain, that's for sure.
Yeah, he does.
If he is the villain, who knows?
Yeah, he's got to be. Assassin's Creed got shown, some of the movie, which I think is really weird. I was like, oh yeah, this
Oh, yeah,
movie's
that's coming
about to
out.
come out. Yeah. Why have I not
Yeah,
seen
the
this on
same
television?
Yeah.
There's a rap group that went. Uncharted 4.
There's a rap group that went
I was
on.
texting
Okay.
Ed. I was like, was it Ed? Was it you I was texting?
Yeah.
I was like, we could have been these guys. And he was
Nice.
like, you could have been these guys. I was like, no, we could have been these guys. Uncharted 4 cast was up there. Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale got announced.
That's awesome.
That's official. Glad we were right about that. Let's see. They were saying Betsedia wrong all night.
You'd think.
I know. I'm like, what? These guys are supposed
How
to be in this
embarrassing
thing.
that all these people keep getting this
I
wrong.
know, it's weird.
Like,
I know. What's wrong with them?
I love Annie. Is it Annie Hennig?
Amy Hennig.
Amy Hennig. Amy Hennig or Amy Hennig?
Amy Hennig.
Hennig. She was getting love all night, which I thought was really cool. Just for her work at Naughty Dog and how much she meant to the Uncharted series and bringing those characters to life. Nolan North had some great things to say about her. Assassin's Creed looked like it was going to be subtitled, maybe, like when he's in the Animus and they showed like this chase scene. It was all subtitled, which I thought was really interesting. Tim Miller was there, the director of Deadpool, and they kind of had like a backstage thing with him and asking him about VR and how he wanted to be involved in that. And he said he didn't think that we had the tools yet for great VR, which I thought was interesting.
Oh, boy.
I don't know
wow.
exactly what he meant, but
Who was it that said that? Sorry, said that.
Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool.
Oh, gotcha.
And then they showed off some Andromeda, and the powers look freaking dope in it.
Oh, man. All that looks awesome.
Yes. And for some reason, I really liked the Doom band. The guy who did music for Doom, they played.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah, they did.
kind of feeling that.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, let's get it.
Much more than the rap group.
Let's freaking, yeah, way more. I was like, let's get this double kick going.
Right?
Chris, do you have oh, sorry, go ahead, Tim.
I was just going to say, like, my initial thoughts, I just caught it right when Dishonored 2 went, and I'm like, where is everybody in the theater? Like, it looked super empty.
Yeah, they had to shoot it just right. It definitely
Yeah.
seemed like some of the wide shots, you're like, oh. I think, was Chalfie up in there?
Chalfie was there. Yeah, he was there.
Chaffee was there. So I'm curious to get his thoughts on it too, but it looks super empty. I mean, they went for the big bells and whistles production, and I appreciate that a lot, but it just felt like they probably could have done it in a smaller venue, and it probably would have felt a little bit better. I don't know.
Yeah, Cali's expensive though, man. You might have went with what was
I believe it.
big enough and cheap enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you have guys? Anybody have any other thoughts over the Game Awards?
I mean, to me, it sounds like the winners were who was supposed to win. Maybe with the exception of Uncharted on a few things, but I haven't played a whole lot of Overwatch, but everybody loves that game.
It's so good.
I was not mad at that. I'm like, that's great. Good for them. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. So, I felt like I didn't feel like anybody really got robbed. I just think, Uncharted got something. I think they probably, but what I'm happy about is what they got for was narrative. So that Naughty Dog tells great stories. And that solidifies that not only I think they're fantastic developers, but they can definitely tell a story. So I'm not mad at that at all.
Exactly. Do you want a palate cleanser before we get to PSX, Chris? Do you have one?
The only thing is kind of tied in with the Game Awards, but I just thought it was funny that the Game Awards was on Twitch and then they archived it over to YouTube. Okay. And for the first so many hours, it had been muted because of copyright infringement of the music.
Hilarious.
Oh, nice.
And then Jeff Keighley, they had to tweet out that they were like, "Oh, we disputed the claim and we're trying to get it fixed." And then he finally tweeted out a couple hours after that, all right, it's all been taken care of and we're good.
That's really funny.
Hilarious that you go there and the whole thing's just muted because it had copyright infringement.
Awesome.
Even on their own show. That problem too.
Yeah, exactly. Even gets the big guys.
Exactly. It's like, see,
that's funny.
Can't just be doing that.
So
but that's the only thing.
Legendary Productions, they've done movies like Warcraft, Godzilla, Pacific Rim, Kong, Jurassic World, Man of Steel. They're going to be making a movie about a professional gamer.
Yeah.
And that professional gamer is going to be...
I love it.
Will Ferrell.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I love.
Yes.
I love. So it's obviously super, super early. They haven't shot anything yet, but he'll play the gamer in the movie. And they said the role is said to be akin to the Ricky Bobby character.
And it's not even just professional. Awesome. It's like an esports specifically, right?
Yes,
isn't it?
Esports, yeah. That would be professional
that's amazing.
gaming.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you can say
kidding.
professional game that could be like a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer or
that's
something.
True.
That's funny.
And so they're also working on that Detective Pikachu movie.
What?
Have you guys
making
seen
a movie
that?
of that?
What?
You guys haven't seen that?
No.
Oh.
Nor will I. So
it kind of looks like it's for kids, so we'll probably have to see it.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah, no, we're gonna see that.
Pokemon
then.
for
fine.
kids.
Yeah, he's so it's gonna be directed by Rob Letterman, who did Shark Tale, Monsters vs. Aliens, Gulliver's Travels. Oh, listen to that.
Yeah, I love me some Monsters vs. Aliens. That was great.
And Goosebumps. So he's going to be directing the upcoming Detective Pikachu.
Goosebumps.
Oh yeah, exactly. Sorry, I used to read those books like a mug, to tell you the truth.
Nice.
That Watership Down. Just kidding. So that's all I got for that before we jump into PSX. Christopher, you want to head us off? Anything to say about it?
PSX was cool. I mean, I don't have a list of what all they announced like I did for the Game Awards.
And moving on, let's get to the question, shall we? PSX was cool. Done.
I liked PSX because I felt like there was so many things that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I felt like that should have been what E3 feels like.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it was like games.
Well, in that sense, that kind of is how their E3 was. I mean, they did a barrage of games for E3 last year. There really wasn't much talking there either. It's just that at E3, it's actually about getting not developers, but retailers on board with all the stuff you got coming out. So it's more all over the place. Whereas PSX is specific to PlayStation fans. So they're throwing out little things that you would you're not going to go to E3 and have a trailer for Wipeout remastered. But at PSX, something like that makes sense because those people love those games.
Right.
So PSX has way more of they feature a lot of stuff that doesn't make big splash news for the most of it, but it's stuff that gets your player base really energized.
Right.
That's why it's worked so well.
So it started off with Uncharted.
Which I did not think was Uncharted.
Is that an expansion? I was trying to figure out what exactly
DLC
is
or
that?
not?
Yeah, it's the single player DLC.
It's
tied
DLC
to Uncharted
for sure.
4. Yeah, they came out and I'm pretty sure that Naughty Dog came out and actually said that.
Oh, nice.
So it is DLC. Okay, cool. That is awesome.
Which is just a little bit strange because it didn't say like Uncharted 4.
No, yeah, it just
the
said
Lost
Uncharted.
Legacy or whatever. But then again, when you think about it, the only other time they've done single player DLC was The Last of Us, and it was called Left Behind. It wasn't called The Last of Us Left
The Last
Behind.
of Us.
So
right.
there's kind of a precedence for how they handle it that way.
So I and Chris both thought it was some Tomb Raider or something.
Yeah, it really looked like it.
It definitely looked Tomb Raider-ish, yeah.
And if it wasn't for Chris, I would have known that was Chloe.
Yeah, that was great.
No, I saw Nadine, who I wanted to call Maxine the whole time.
Oh, right.
And when I saw Nadine, I was like, oh, snap, that's the chick from Uncharted 4.
Right.
Holy crap. And then when the homegirl took off her headdress and Chris was like, that's Chloe. Then I was like, yes, because I remember that name, but I wouldn't have been able to, you know. What else went on? Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That was really fun. I played the crap out of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm not a huge fighting game guy, but I really enjoy those games. I'm not going in any kind of order, but
the part 3 or whatever is available now. Like you can get it on PlayStation 4. The last one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to do what, Ed?
Believe.
That's right. Rapper. 20th anniversary. Is that what they were saying? Because that made me feel like an old man.
I know, right?
Coming to PS4. So and the demo, they were like, and the demo's available right now, which I love when they do that.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
I went, downloaded the demo, played it twice. Tried to record it. It wasn't working right. I like it. But it's nostalgia kick for me.
Yeah.
What else happened? Crash Bandicoot.
The Insane Collection?
Insane Trilogy.
Trilogy, that's right.
Is coming.
And that's only going to be $40, by the way.
And it's for 3 games, right? 3 games or 4 games?
Because I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know if it's going to be 60 or what, but I think they came out and said it's going to be $40.
Mm-hmm. What else? They showed a bunch of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Wipeout, which, I played Wipeout. Ni no Kuni 2. I'm trying to remember if I think I beat Wrath of the White Witch.
Wrath of the White Witch.
Was that Ni no Kuni 1?
Yes.
Okay. But so for some reason, I remember none of it.
And from what I understand, like the story is supposed to be like sad. So if you don't remember any of it, it almost makes me wonder, maybe you.
I need to go back and
I know.
I need to go back and listen to the podcast and see when that came out and when I bought it, because I definitely remember buying it and playing it. I had to have beaten it. I'm pretty sure I beat it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then obviously the biggest announcement of the night, Last of Us Part 2.
That was a great trailer.
And the way that they said it, he said, we have one more thing. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is happening.
And new engine.
Which looks incredible.
Yeah, and he said playing on PS4. He didn't say playing on PS4 Pro.
I think he probably meant Pro, don't you think?
He had to have, right?
I don't think this game's coming out before PS5. Personally. And I'm not even making a joke. I don't think this game's coming out till 2019, and I think we'll have a PS5 by then.
Yeah, really? He said it was early. He said it was early in development.
I don't think I just don't see this coming out. Definitely not 2017, obviously.
No,
2018 still feels way too early. I mean, if it's as early in development as they're saying, which that could just be talk, because that game, granted it was a trailer, but it ran flawlessly. It didn't like usually when somebody says this is early in development, you see a little bit of hitches in their getup. There wasn't nothing.
No, there was
it's Naughty Dog, Bishop. It's Naughty Dog.
Is this an engine that Naughty Dog developed themselves? Is this like their engine, or are they that's what I was trying to figure out.
He said running on their new engine. I have no idea what that means.
So they must develop their own. Either way, it looked incredible.
What the heck?
That freaking Firefly. As soon as I saw that Firefly logo, and just the crowd they just went nuts.
I was wanting to be there so bad.
I would have loved to have been there so bad, because they had the Firefly logo, then they went nuts, then it went black, and then boom, Naughty Dog logo, and then they all just went ballistic.
And I think it was fun because it seemed like people thought it was going to stop there.
Yeah.
Like they were just saying like, hey, Last of Us is coming. Because he said it's super early. They want to just show you this little thing. And then when you see Ellie's hand shaking about to play the guitar, you're like,
did you know it was Ellie?
No.
I kind of figured because it was weird. Like I thought she had a little bit more of a fingernail and her fingers were a little bit thinner. I'm like,
and
that looks
her
more
arm was tatted up.
Yeah, she did get some tats on the arm, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
But oh man, yeah, it was great. Oh, and like the cuts and the
everything
blood trickling down. Oh,
perfect,
incredible.
When they cut to that shot of the hand, the dead hand laying right there, and you see the doorway in the back, just pause that screen and just look at it.
Yep.
It's like, oh my gosh, the detail in this shot.
Everything was perfect. Everything was perfect.
So me and Chris were talking yesterday about some like what do you call them? Fan theories. Fan theories. And it was interesting because he said one that I had thought of. And I want to talk about it just for a second. Joel's dead, and he's all in her mind.
Okay, could be.
For some strange reason, when I watched the trailer, because I watched it like over and over as I watched reaction videos.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, dude, I think he's dead, and we're having like a Sixth Sense. Sorry for spoiler.
I was going to say, if that's actually what it is, I'm going to be so mad at you. If they wait till the end of the game to reveal it. And be like, Gabe, why are you going to be mad at me about that?
Because you brought it up to him. He hadn't read that yet.
Yeah, I hadn't read that.
No, I hadn't read it either. I had just thought it. I haven't read any fan theories. I just did thought it. But you said that it was one of the fan theories. Yeah. And I was like, that's an interesting take on that. And I hope that's not right.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be dead at all.
But at the same time, it's
Batman did that.
It's possible, though. Like, it could be possible, which makes the story unfold even more. Because now you have new characters that we'll see.
I don't think, if he is indeed dead, I don't think it'll be a thing where it's like, oh, he's throughout the whole game, and then at the end, you see the cold voice, and you realize, oh, he's not really been there the whole time. I don't think it'll be a thing like that. I think it would be more like, oh, you come in at the beginning, and he had already died between the time we didn't see, or he dies at the beginning. Something that gives her a reason to go so ballistic on whoever it is.
Yeah, and we don't know who she's after. So,
and if that was like a premonition in a way, I could see that being like a thing they do once, not like a throughout the whole game kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's what you hope.
I feel like that would be too, like you said, because it's already, not only has that idea been done like in movies and things, but it's been done fairly recently in games. I feel like they would at least try to do it a little differently.
I need him to not be dead. Like, it was what I thought, but I don't want that to be true.
I would prefer that to not happen, but that would definitely make the story a little more interesting.
And then play
because
as Ellie.
now, like, if it's just the two of them again, it's like, oh, they're back to their usual antics again. So,
and they confirmed that Ellie is the main playable character in this game too.
Wow, very cool.
Naughty Dog did.
Is that what they said at the little after PSX thing?
Yeah, that you play as Ellie in this game.
No,
so that's very possible then.
Wow.
That is very possible.
It's like The Walking Dead when you come back and play as homegirl.
So here's my prediction. It's not coming out in 2017.
Here we go.
It's not coming out in 2017. I think you're right. I think the early development thing might have been a tease. I think it's going to be scheduled for 2018. There will be a delay at some point. We may catch it at the tail end of 2018 or probably early 2019. That's my guess. It's going to be delayed at least once. It's got to be.
I really
Most
want
Naughty
it.
Dogs are. I know.
I need it to come on.
That got me to almost like 2 days after that happened. I'm like, I've got to play The Last of Us again because I
was
played
the
it
same
forever.
way. I was like, I want to go back and play The Last of Us again. And then I realized I was like, oh, we don't have it on our channel. And that was right when I saw the little notification that said Ed's playing The Last of Us. I'm like, we're all on the same page.
I was like, wait, we didn't play The Last of Us?
On it.
Right.
Nope.
We got to go.
Snap.
Is there anything, question for you guys real quick, is there anything from VGA or PSX that you wanted to see and didn't?
I was good.
Not for me. Yeah, I was good.
Yeah, I was fine. I mean, I wanted
to see some God of War.
I wanted to see at least something about the next Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay.
Because it's about that time where they could at least throw a teaser in there.
Mm-hmm.
If they're taking a year off, they've got some time to at least throw something together. But I get it because they're focusing on the movie, which is coming out in 2 weeks. So, like, focus on the movie. But there's got to be something like January, whatever. Something should come out about Assassin's Creed.
Of course, I was wanting a little Final Fantasy VII news. Just something.
Nothing.
Yeah, but
Absolutely
it's better that they don't show that, because if they're not ready to like drop episode 1 or something like that, it's like you don't need to give more information. I mean, people just want the game. Just give them the game. I feel like
we could take a demo. I'll take a demo.
Well, yeah,
Dude,
they're
just
going to
gonna
drop some actual play stuff, but I'm just saying don't show another trailer and be like, "Yep, we're still working on it." And everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh snap. Ed.
Yes.
Run down the YouTube channel for us quickly.
Alrighty, real quick. New on the YouTube channel, Chris and Stacy and friends play Overcooked. 7 videos of Gabe and Chris reacting to PSX 2016. Gabe's got some Final Fantasy 15. Tim's got Dishonored 2 parts 13 through 17. I forgot that I played Batman and Telltale Series episode 4 yesterday.
Oh,
Totally
wow.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I put up about an hour of The Last of Us.
Nice.
Top 10 YouTube videos, combined average and watch time and views, November 29th through December 5th. Number 10, Chris and Stacy and friends play Overcooked.
Oh, I thought that'd be number 1. Nice.
Number 9, Gabe and Chris react to Resident Evil 7.
What?
Wow.
Creeping back up.
Number 8, Dishonored 2, Part 14, Struggling in the Dust District.
Nice.
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 And I was struggling too.
That was a struggle.
Yep.
Number 7, Gabe and Chris react to PSX 2016, Uncharted.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Number 6, Married to the Games, episode 220, I Feel Weird About Everything.
Yeah, I did.
Great title, by the way.
Yeah, a great picture too.
I love that picture.
Perfect.
Number 5, Ori and the Blind Forest, part 14,
Thornfeld Swamp.
Nice.
Number 4, Watch Dogs 2, part 19, Paint Job. Number 3, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us, part 2.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Number 2, Watch Dogs, part 6, Bottom Dollar Complete. And number 1, thanks South Korea, Watch Dogs, part 2, part 5, Bottom Dollar Fail.
South Korea's crushing it right now.
They love that video.
That's hilarious.
Thanks, Jamin.
Ed, you're
yeah,
huge
exactly.
in South Korea.
Yeah.
Huge.
Huge.
Very bigly.
Every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you guys, when you see another gamer in public, do you talk to him? Over on the forums, Mighty Paolo, he says, I shove him and yell, grow up, you man-child, while cracking my knuckles.
I loved that.
Then I proceed to listen to gaming podcasts and wonder how to get the last bronze trophy before unlocking another platinum.
Nice.
Soldier Man, I'm from Toronto, and since I bought a better edition of Rainbow Six Siege, I got a hat with a logo that looks like a handgun pointed down on a number 6 background. Toronto is known as the 6, so I get attention from the public and gamers alike. I return the favor every time I see someone with any gaming regalia on.
Nice.
I didn't know
Nice.
that was a word for clothing. Why not? There's a reason we wear it. Expect others to comment on it when you're outside of your gaming cave. I like that. Do dirtier. I definitely speak to other gamers and non-gamers about video games when I'm out in the wild. I have zero shame about being a gamer and a nerd. Sweet. Over on Facebook, Patrick Drawn says, well, I introduce myself first of all and then ask them if they game or not. If they do, yeah, I'll talk to them.
Otherwise, nah.
Otherwise, like Herman Scott, LOL. Yep, I actually wear my shirts on purpose to see if I'll get a response out of anyone standing or walking past me. But I'll tell you guys this. I know you guys by face, so if I happen to see you out anywhere, out and about, if I see you out anywhere, out and about, gaming shirt or not, you will be approached to talk to about games. Nice. Thank you, Herman. Please come talk to a brother.
Yeah.
Kristen Joy, only if they initiate conversation. That social anxiety life. I know that's right. And you're a lady. Scott L. Clark. I wear gaming shirts in the hopes that someone will start a convo with me.
Nice.
So of course I'm gonna say something. Grant Gustafson at Grantitis. Of course. Are you kidding me? Gaming isn't taboo anymore. Gays opened up, so now gamers need to come out.
Nice.
I love that. Gays opened up, and now gamers need to quote unquote come out.
I did not see that.
That's really good.
I had to read that one. I was like, oh, it's a left turn nobody will see coming. Ivan Burgos at Tech Guy Ivan. Definitely. Oh, definitely how I made a good chunk of my friends. Oh,
nice.
Gaming. I like that. I'm going to read this one only because it's funny. I usually only read 3, but Mo at Coach Hulk. He said, depends. I mean, if it's a stranger, no, because I look like Sully / Bigfoot, not trying to scare people. I love that. All right, Tim, you got it? We only have time for one question.
No. Let's go more. Let's go more.
Are you sure?
You sure?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here, I can do an email, a Facebook, and a Twitter. I'll just do 3 questions.
There we go. Well, let's get into 3 questions.
Nice. And be sure to rate us on iTunes so I can gloat for the next year about my Last of Us 2 predictions.
There we go.
Oh, nice. See,
Look at that.
That's Tim's an OG married to the game's host. I
That's
can't
right,
sleep
baby.
on Tim Router.
That's right. Email, we got to go Lucas Ham. Happy National Cotton Candy Day. Who doesn't love that fluffy, massive sugar on a stick? Am I right? I mean, it literally has no nutritional value, but there's just something about it and all other carnival foods.
Yeah.
So even though it isn't the season for this type of thing, let's talk about carnival foods. What are the best and worst? Which foods are a staple anytime you seek food carts and have a plethora of fried foods at your fingertips, and which ones make you gag at the thought of them? There's nothing like waking up early in the morning with a big old cup of coffee and fried butter on a stick. Yum. By the way, I'm just kidding. Fried butter is out. Fried Oreos are in.
That's
Nice.
freaking gross.
We just had some cotton candy at the parade, and it tasted like a cigarette. It was awful.
Oh,
We were
my
like,
gosh.
and
Oh,
we were
my
like,
gosh.
and we're like, these jokers were probably mixing the cotton candy while smoking the whole time. I felt like I was
Good
eating an
Lord.
ashtray.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It was, and I love me some cotton candy, but that was disgusting.
He said, I love me some cigarettes, but God,
I love me some. So when they were going by, Lauren and I kept going, nicotine, anyone? Nicotine.
What's your
Fluffy
go-to? What do
nicotine?
you is that a must-have?
No, for carnival foods, it's always been funnel cake.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Love me some.
Same thing.
Love me some funnel cake. That's my go-to.
I rarely have it when I go, but when I do have it,
Yeah.
it's so delicious.
Delicious.
I always get a corn dog, and then I usually will do cotton candy. I actually haven't had cotton candy in forever now that we're talking about it, but I've had funnel cake, but I've never actually gone, like, it's always somebody else gets it and I just have some of theirs. I've never actually gone
I think
and got
that's
my
what
own
you do with
cake.
funnel cake.
I know, right? It's so big.
I don't think you get your own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
you
never
have to
gotten
kinda-
my own. Yeah.
It's good,
You
though.
have to break it off like it's communion or something.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Get sprinkled with water. What's the one that makes you gag? The fried Twinkie. I can't seem to.
See,
there's no way.
I would be
I
down for
wasn't
that.
Yeah.
I don't know what would actually.
I wasn't
gag
going
me.
to do the fried butter. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it was at the Texas State Fair.
Is y'all trying to kill people?
Well,
That's called
I know,
population
right?
control.
Every year they've got something new that's fried. They had fried beer once. I didn't try that.
Yeah,
What?
no.
They're like, we got the
and no.
chemtrails for the sky. We got fried butter for the ground. We're trying to
Right.
population control up in here.
Some fried quinoa. Let's do that.
Ed, what about you? You have a one that makes you gag?
Probably any of the fried, like Oreos or fried Twinkies or fried anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do a fried Oreo. I never have, but I would.
I'd try it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do the fried butter. That's for sure. That's just. Ugh.
Nah.
Oh my gosh.
No thanks. All right, let's move on to Facebook. Jamie Okawali. The husband
Okie
and I,
wally wally,
There you go.
okie bang bang,
Okie bang bang.
okie wally wally.
the husband and I have been catching up on Westworld, which we love. My question is this: if you could go to a place like they can in Westworld, what world or era would you most want to visit?
Oh gosh, what do
I'd
they
go
do
to
in that?
gangster world, like the 20s and the 30s.
Oh,
That was Ed, dude. I was just gonna say that. Oh,
Yeah,
we
man.
are brothers. We are brothers. That's exact. I would love to see that and be a part of that. That'd be incredible.
man, not to harp on the history thing, but it's so hard to want to go to any time but now as a black person.
Oh man.
Like, because there's
Yeah.
all these times I'm like, ooh, I'd love to go there and get rocks thrown at me,
Nope.
or I'd love to go there and get rocks thrown at me.
Nope.
Gabe's like, Alabama in the 1860s?
With Jenny and just walk around and piss people off.
Oh, jeez. And your kids.
Oh my
my
god.
Yeah, exactly. We got 3 children. Anybody want to see these 3 children that I made with this white woman?
Yeah. Poor Gabe. I'm sorry, man. We suck.
I guess I wouldn't mind. Let's see. Can I go to like well, I don't know if I want to go there either. White people taking over Avatar. I was gonna say I kind of want to go to Avatar, but
Oh, you can go there.
white
You're
folks
fine.
was tripping to that movie too. I don't know.
That's so funny. You're like, maybe I'll go. No, I don't want to go there.
Oh, somebody else answered. I'll think about it. Chris, where you can go anywhere?
Well, initially I thought like the 20s and stuff too, but just to be a little bit different, I'd go to the 60s. Check out the 60s.
Ooh, there you go.
nice.
There you go. Get psychedelic with it.
There you go.
Chris, you're Irish. You can go anywhere. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, I never quite thought about it the same way as Mr. Gabe.
That's hilarious.
You know what? Or another world though. Did she say that too? Is that a thing?
Yeah. She said world or era. Gabe, forget the past. Where would you want to go?
Oh man, I don't
Bioshock
know.
Infinite World?
Yeah, exactly. No. The struggle is real.
White people were fine there.
Oh my gosh. Probably. I don't know, man.
Come on, pick something.
I'm really having a hard time thinking of like what I would even go do anywhere.
You know what you would
Some
love,
kind of
you know
space.
what you would love to
Can
do?
I go to a space station, something, and just
Sure.
enjoy the weightlessness?
I personally think you would have a ball in present day Tokyo.
Oh,
I think you would love Tokyo.
yes,
Because
I
that's
want to
all
go there very bad.
Mm.
That seems like something that you would.
If I could
you would
snap
wanna
my
do.
fingers, I want to go and like be in a club in Tokyo where everybody's wearing neon lights,
Yes. And then play some seriously messed up video
and then
games.
go
there.
to
It'd be
just an
awesome.
arcade and maybe like do a
Yes.
drop of acid. Maybe I'm just kidding, kids. I'm just kidding.
And then race a car around?
Yeah, exactly. Can I
Race
go
a car
drift? Because they don't call it.
Drift in a parking
They don't
garage?
call it Tokyo drifting when you're in Tokyo. It's just
No.
drifting.
Right.
It's just drifting. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that answer, Tokyo.
There
for
you go.
sure,
I
for
got
the
your
win.
back, brother. I got your back. Don't
Thank
you worry.
you. Thank you.
Ugh, that's good. All right, let's do a real quick, easy one. Twitter at that Chowfie.
Hey.
Gotta give some love. Gotta give some love to our boy. Taco Tuesdays or fried chicken Fridays? Which do you prefer?
Man, the racism is strong with this one. I'm just kidding.
I got to stick with it then and go with Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, you're going with.
Yeah, I'm going fried chicken Fridays for sure.
I
That
see no
sounds
color. I'm
delicious.
going both.
You can't have both. What do you
Man,
go?
I don't know. Can I do hot chicken Fridays instead of fried chicken Fridays? Because I'll do hot chicken any day.
It's still
Is
fried.
fried chicken not hot?
No, what he means like the Nashville hot chicken,
Nashville
like the
hot
thing that
chicken.
we've
okay,
made.
gotcha.
Oh,
gotcha.
I'm gonna get me some today. I'm
Spicy
going to
hot,
lunch with
gotcha.
a buddy. Yeah. Oh, heck
But
yeah.
it's also fried.
Yes, it is fried.
Is it-
So that's technically. So I'll go
Then
fried
yeah.
chicken Fridays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do fried chicken Friday too.
Nice.
See, fried chicken is
That's a-
delicious. I was at a lunch, real quick. Sorry, just real fast story.
Yeah, go.
I'm
We're
at
done.
a lunch. We're at a little, just a little diner here in the South, and they only had 2 choices, which was fried chicken and meatloaf. And it was a meeting. It was me and another black guy named Todd, and then 2 white people on the other side of the table. And
Oh,
so they
God.
started with the guys on the other side. They're like, meatloaf. The other guy was like, meatloaf. I was like,
Meatloaf, yep.
The fried chicken. And then I looked over at Todd. I go, Todd, don't you dare. And he was like, I'll get the fried chicken. I was like, no! Dang it.
That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's so
Why don't
funny.
get just something else?
What if the waitress just like, okay, I got you guys. Wait, we didn't order yet. You don't have to.
we don't.
I got you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
She doesn't
exactly.
even have to look. She's like, yeah, I know what you want. You're good.
She was like, so 2 Sprites and 2 Kool-Aids? We're like,
2 purple drinks.
yeah, I'm offended, but yes, I would. Thank you.
Yeah.
In a solo cup.
Exactly.
This is great.
This is taking a turn.
Get some social. We got some social issues going on with Married to the Games,
Exactly.
episode 221.
Chicken's lives matter.
The social is real. Fried chicken lives matter.
Jeez.
All right, so the question of the week for you guys is, I thought we'd switch it up just a little bit. And
How racist are you?
Exactly.
They come to me and I say, I'll just take a beer. Or some Lucky Charms.
How about this for the question of the week? Tell us something good. It's that time of year. What's his name does this on his morning show, and I love it. I don't listen to the radio a lot, but Ryan Seacrest every once in a while does this thing called Tell Us Something Good, where people just call in and say good news about stuff. And so tell us something good. It's the Christmas season. It can be anything. It could be about your family. It could be about a new job. It could be about moving a new house. It could be about gaming. Just tell us something good. Ed, tell us something good.
No matter who you are loved.
Hey, I like that. Tim?
I was just going to go with The Last of Us Part 2 trailer, but okay.
Ed set the bar.
Ed set the bar a little higher than it would have thought.
Go,
Yeah, he
you be
did.
you, man. Go with that Last of Us 2 trailer.
Yeah,
Own it.
exactly. That's good for you.
Okay, yeah, it is
When
good
life
for me.
is
I'll take
perfect.
it.
I'm just kidding.
I'll own it.
Chris?
Oh,
Married to the Games community, best community ever.
yes,
Yeah.
sir. Good
Agreed.
news right there.
Amen to that. Something good. I think that no matter who is president or what is going on in this nation, I still think America is the bomb. And I think
Amen.
that we need
Agree
to
with that.
rep where we're from. I know that we have listeners from all over the place, and rep where you're from, man. Get involved. You can change things. Nobody's too little or insignificant to bring about change. You can bring about change in your own community.
That's
And
awesome.
to add to that, like, America will survive. We are a resilient nation.
Yeah, we gonna make it.
regardless of who's in office. We always survive and we continue because we are, first off, humans. So let's
That's
start
deep.
with that.
We're first
And
off
we- yeah.
humans, guys.
Yeah, we're all humans. So we think on a human nature level that needs to stay focused and surpass all of this junk going around.
I like it. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. All right, y'all. Tell us something good. I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with. Thank you guys so much for listening. 221 in the books. I'm Gabe Patillo. That's Tim Router. That's Ed Placencia. That's Chris McCracken. And we are Married to the Games. And we about this thing. Peace.